Hi everyone, and welcome back to NaturAlley. I'm running a little bit behind this week, but it is time to review the Diva Cup. So bear with me, this is going to be a bit personal, and this review isn't for everyone. I'm mainly reviewing this for females. It's been requested from a few of my friends and colleagues already, and I just wanted to make sure to get it out there to you. So anyway, what is a Diva Cup? Basically, it is a menstrual cup. It's an alternative to using the traditional things that we use here in America, like tampons and pads, etc. So this is a Diva Cup. This is what it looks like. I know this might seem a little scary. And let me just tell you, all of this sounded and looked extremely scary to me initially, but now I'm a huge fan, so just know that it's not as bad as you might think in your mind. Anyway, basically, there's many reasons why a lot of women are trying this out. Basically, it saves the landfill. So if you are green conscious, you're not throwing a year's worth of tampons or pads in the garbage, you're not having to use extra toilet paper all the time, etc., etc. Also from a health standpoint, basically you aren't putting bleached cotton in or around your vaginal area, which for me is pretty important. That was one of the motivating forces for me to pay for and try this product, even at the risk it might not work. I'm already 33, so that's a lot of years that I've already been placing things in my body that are toxic. And it's such a vulnerable spot to be putting things like bleached cotton. There are natural tampons out there that you can get that don't have all that there, so keep that in mind in case the Diva Cup does not work. But that was a huge motivator for me, was not having toxic things in my reproductive system. If I ever do choose to have a child of my own, I don't want to do things that would keep that from being possible. I wouldn't want to be the reason from the products that I use, so trying to get safer there. So anyway, cost, basically I paid to have the cup in combination with the Diva wash. You can use something other than the Diva wash. It just needs to be like a mild soap without any odor or chemical components, something safe. But I went ahead and just got the Diva wash. So the combination of the two was about $38. Another nice thing about the Diva Cup is in the end, you save a ton of money. I spent about $40, got it on Amazon. But for instance, if you were to buy a box of tampons once a month on your period, it's about $6 to $10 a box, depending on how many and what sizes. And if you do that 12 months in a year, you're spending $72 to $100 instead of about $40. So that's about $60 that you're saving per year if this product works well for you. So you're doing your health a good service, you're doing the planet a good service, and you're doing your wallet a good service. So anyway, moving right along here. It's made of 100% silicone. There are no plastics, chemicals, or dyes used, so it's very safe. It comes in 2 sizes. The first size is for women, or it says on the website, the first size is for women under 30 who have not given birth. And then the second size is supposed to be for women who are over 30 or have given birth. I am over 30, but I have not given birth. So I decided to take a chance since I'm kind of a small person, and I went with option 1, and it's worked out perfectly good. So I would say it's probably safe, even if you're over 30. If you haven't had any children or any kind of major procedures done, you could probably do the smaller of the 2 sizes. So you got your 2 sizes there, and the one I showed you is the 30 or under and having had no children. So you can wear them for up to 12 hours. This was another motivator for me because I don't like having to deal with the issue when I'm at work. I work sometimes more than 8 hours a day. That's kind of common for me. So I really hate dealing with even thinking about it at work. So I can wear it for an entire work day, and a long work day at that, and not deal with it anywhere but at home, which I love that aspect of it. So that's really nice, but it is important to change it within that 12 hours at some point. Also, it comes with like a little bag that you can put it in. So I'll show you. It's just like a little drawstring bag, just for privacy and for safekeeping in between the months. And then I'm gonna do a little explanation and demo for you, not a real demo, but I've got like a little glass here. I'm going to show you some of how it works. So there are 2 insertion methods. I mean, this looks kind of big and scary. Depending on your comfort, etc., you'll have to find out once you try it, but basically there are 2 ways. There's the U-shape method, which goes something like this. So you literally just smush it into, see the U shape there? So that's the first option. And then the second option is like a triangle option where you just, you take your finger and you go like this, and you just pull together like that. And it's kind of got more of that look. This one was more comfortable for me, but different people are different. So those are the 2 options. Now we're going to pretend that this shot glass full of water is a vagina, just for the sake of showing you a little bit about what you're in for. So here's the Diva Cup. You would want to sit, stand, or lay down, whatever's easiest for you at the time, depending on where you are. You want to relax as much as possible, and then use whichever method you're going to for folding it. I'm going to have to do this from this angle because of the water, but anyway, you know what angle it probably would normally be at. So anyway, you're going to put that in there, and you're supposed to turn it 360 degrees. I'm not going to be able to do that with this glass, but basically I just wanted you to see that once you put it in like that and you twist it around to create a seal, it will create a seal around the edge, and that's how it works basically. So if you pretend that the water down here is your menstrual blood, if you turn it upside down, the blood goes into the cup and nothing comes out. So if it is placed in there properly, there should be no leaking or no issue with any of that, and you're good for up to 12 hours. And then when you are wanting to take it out, you would just pinch the sides and slowly pull until you can break that seal, and then remove. So just to give you a quick idea. Now A few things to mention. The gross factor. Let me tell you something. At 33 years old, if I can't deal with my own parts, then there's a problem. Because honestly, is this more gross than letting period blood sit on a pad all day underneath you, or having it sit around a tampon all day that you have to pull out? Is it any more gross than that? I don't really think so. Actually, I feel a lot cleaner using this because it doesn't really leak and I don't have to deal with it that often. If you're really a germaphobe, you could buy a box of gloves and maybe go about it that way. Up to you, but I found out after using it that it really wasn't any more gross to me than anything I was doing before, so I was happy with it. Basically, it takes a little bit of getting used to, I will say that. I just had to figure out the proper way of using it, and everyone's a little different. The twist method is not as easy as it sounds, so sometimes just once you get it in there, like trying to run your finger around the edge to make sure the seal is there is a good idea. You'll have to find out what works for you. Also, you don't have to go really far. It's made to go lower down. Go up until you have like a little end on here. Go up until the end is just in, because the end is also helpful for removal, so you don't want it to be too far away when you go to remove. And then when you remove, you want to just hold it upright, and then when it's out, you're going to dump it into the toilet, whatever's there, and flush the toilet, and then you wash with your Diva wash, and you wash your hands, and you put it back in, or you place it in your bag if you're done for the month. So anyway, when you're first using it, you might want to use a panty liner or something like that until you get the hang of it. In case you're not getting the seal right initially, you might have just a little bit of spotting, but it shouldn't be that much. Another thing is, I've had friends ask me, well, what if I have a heavy flow? What if this and what if that with the 12 hours thing? I've gone the 12 hours and I haven't even gotten halfway up here. So I can't speak for others. You can check more often to start, just to be on the safe side, but I don't think I'm ever going to come close to overflowing this thing. It's pretty sizable. So anyway, I don't think that's going to be a problem for you. Let's see. Also, as far as cleanliness and everything, one thing that I like to do as an extra little clean thing is once my cycle's over for the month and I'm done, I boil it once a month before I put it in the little bag and place it back in my bathroom. So that's another thing you can do. It's safe to boil the silicone, so that'll help with germs or anything like that if you're concerned. Let's see, what else would I like to mention? It's hard for me to imagine someone very young who's just starting to have periods for the first time using this right away. Now, the product company, of course, says, oh, it's perfect for anyone, especially young women who are about to have their period for the first time. I would say that this is well suited to women who are pretty familiar with and comfortable with their own bodies. And if you're not comfortable with your own body, maybe this is a good way to get comfortable with your own body, because we can't change who we are. We are who we are. We have the bodies we're going to have until we're gone from the earth. So it's time to get comfortable with yourself, and you can make this a relatively clean and easy experience. Once you get used to it, it's really not a big deal. I am not going back to the traditional methods. I'm happy. I've been using this for a few months, and I am switching. It's a done deal. So I am happy with the product for sure. There are other products that are similar. I haven't used them, so I can't give you an honest opinion about them, but there are other products that you can buy, other menstrual cups. So I don't know what the prices and types vary, but there are lots of reviews online. because the idea of the menstrual cup is becoming extremely popular right now. So there's a wealth of information out there. There are many reviews on not just the Diva Cup, but other items, either written or in video format. So there should be more options for you if you want to get some more information before possibly investing in it. And occasionally there's a woman that just can't do this, and you know, that does happen with things, but for the most part, I do think just about any woman could use this successfully, unless they have like a special something going on. So anyway, so saving money, saving the planet. Another thing I really like about it is you don't have a lot of odor issues. And the reason why is because your menstrual blood, it's usually not going to smell if it's not hitting oxygen. So when you keep it in and away from oxygen, sorry, my cats are trying to get in the way here. If you keep it away from the oxygen, then it's not going to have the same odor. It's when it hits the oxygen and stays there in the oxygen that it has the odor. So it's also nice for that reason, because that's something that can be kind of embarrassing and difficult to deal with as a woman once a month, is you're constantly worried about your personal hygiene, odors, etc., and you just don't want to have to worry about this. This definitely has an improving factor on that, because it keeps the oxygen away from the blood, except for the split second that you take it out and flush it down the toilet. So that's a good option as well for cleanliness. So anyway, that's it. We made it through. I didn't laugh out loud there, and if you are, I forgive you, because this is definitely an interesting subject, and you all probably feel like you know me better now. So anyway, get to know yourself better. Do yourself a favor. Try the Diva Cup. If it doesn't work for you, then I'm sorry, but if it does work for you, I think that it will make your life and your periods a lot easier. And especially if you're an active person, you play sports and exercise, you don't have a string, you don't have a big thing making you walk like a duck, it's awesome. So, alright, if you have any questions, please feel free to comment. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, so you can keep up with all the different reviews for natural products, and just keep tuning in. I appreciate it. Thanks.